During our engagement party, my fiancée announced her ex would stay in our lives, so I left. A week later, her family lost everything. It was supposed to be the happiest night of my life. Instead, it became the moment I realized love without respect is just a slow form of self-destruction. You know those moments in life where everything seems perfect, like the universe finally decides to give you a break, and then, in one breath, it all shatters? Yeah, that was my engagement night. I'm Ethan, 29, software engineer, part-time guitar player, full-time idiot in love. Or I was. When I first met Clara, it was one of those cliche movie moments. Coffee spilled, awkward apologies, and her laugh. God, that laugh. It sounded like sunlight. I know that's a dumb way to describe it, but back then, she was everything warm in a world that always felt cold. We met at a tech conference in San Francisco. She wasn't even in tech, she was in marketing, working for her father's company. I was there trying to network, sweating through my only decent blazer, when she sat next to me during a panel. We started talking, and it was like the noise of the entire hall faded out. She had this way of looking directly into you, like she already knew you before you introduced yourself. 3 years later, I was standing in a mansion with crystal chandeliers and people wearing champagne smiles, celebrating our engagement, or so I thought. From the beginning, Clara and I came from two different worlds. My family, middle class, humble, grounded. My mom's a school teacher. My dad's a mechanic. I grew up learning to fix what's broken, save what you can, and earn everything twice before you spend it once. Clara's family, on the other hand, had a last name people whispered with either envy or admiration. Her father, Richard Davenport, was the kind of man whose presence filled a room before he even walked into it. CEO of a family empire that started in construction and expanded into half a dozen industries. When Clara brought me home for the first time, he shook my hand like he was testing the strength of my bones. Her mother, Lydia, smiled in that way where her lips moved but her eyes didn't. They were polite, too polite. And polite in their world meant judgment wrapped in etiquette. I remember overhearing her mom whisper once when she thought I wasn't around, "He seems nice for someone without a family name." Clara defended me though. Every single time. She'd argue with them, saying love wasn't about money or pedigree. I believed her. I wanted to believe her. I thought that's what love was supposed to be. Two people against the world. Fast forward to our engagement party. The Davenport mansion looked like something out of a royal wedding special. Strings of fairy lights hung from the ceiling, jazz music floated through the air, and waiters in white gloves offered hors d'oeuvres I couldn't pronounce. My name was on the guest list, but it still didn't feel like my world. Everywhere I looked, people whispered. Old business partners, investors, relatives who probably hadn't hugged Clara since she was 5, but showed up to get a photo for social media. I stood near the bar, holding my drink, feeling like a supporting actor in someone else's movie. My best friend Ryan nudged me. "Bro, relax. You look like you're about to interview for your own wedding." I laughed, mostly because it was true. Then Clara walked in, and just like that, every thought in my head went quiet. She wore a simple white dress, not the fancy designer one her mom picked, but the one she told me she felt herself in. Her hair was tied loosely, curls framing her face. She looked at me from across the room and smiled that same sunlight smile that started it all. For a moment, everything felt right again. The music stopped. Her father took the microphone, gave a pompous toast about merging of families and legacies built on love and business. I stood there, smiling like an idiot, ignoring the parts where he subtly hinted at how fortunate I was to join their full story link below.